Hello, welcome back to Magic with Melly. I am Melly, and this is your Melly Monday tarot reading. So let's get down to the big Rider-Waite. So I have 3 cards for you guys today, and don't worry about my janky nails, all right? I've still healing from my surgery, doing significantly better, as you can see. I'm a little bit more put together today, but that's besides the point. This reading is all you guys. And so to start off with, I'd like to start off with this 6 of Pentacles here, all right? So with the 6 of Pentacles, and you literally see the individual in the middle and these 2 individuals sort of underneath. We're gonna call him the main character, all right? And so you're gonna have your big shot. And this is kind of how I'm reading you guys today, especially with the Ace of Cups behind it. You're gonna be getting what you want. But it's all about starting fresh, starting with some new perspectives. We were talking about some new perspectives over the last couple weeks. And so definitely something big is going to be happening, especially with the year rounding out, with the new year coming in. And then back of the deck energy, we had 6 of Cups. Okay, and so that's really exciting next to the 6 of Pentacles. Mostly because you get a sense of home vibe, a sense of knowing, like an inner knowing is how I'm feeling it, how I'm reading it, that you are right where you want to be, right where you need to be. Things are going to start happening in a way that works out for you. It's just going to feel so refreshing. And yeah, so as normal, I have pre-shuffled cards for you guys, and as well 2 decks of Oracle, not Oracle cards, 2 decks of tarot cards that I will be shuffling live for this reading. So this one's the Crow Tarot. We're already seeing the back of the deck being the 5 of Wands. All right, 5 of Wands, when I see the 5 of Wands, I'm realizing that there is in some of my collective this resistance to make the leap or make the jump towards what it is what you want. Not everyone's going to be resonating with that energy, but it is here on the back of the deck. So it's very minor, this feeling throughout the collective, but it's still there. Just to get started, I just picked up the deck like that, and I'm just gonna shuffle a little bit and see what comes out, see how everyone's doing, and then see how the oracle cards will match up or resonate, or what's going to be coming out necessarily for you guys, and how that's in alignment with today's title. I really felt like everybody's ready for their big shot, ready for something that they want to occur. And so let's see how we're going to get there, okay? Because everyone's got their own set of lessons or messages that they need to hear that will project them forward in a way that brings them closer, or just where they feel like they want to be. And I'm getting better at this shuffling thing with my situation going on, so good for us. So let's see what's going on here for my collective. What are they needing to know today? So it looks like I have 4 cards coming out. I have first card, the Moon. Okay, Knight of Wands. Next up, 10 of Pentacles. We love to see that, grounding your absolute happiness and stability. And next to that, 9 of Pentacles. I read 9 of Pentacles as independence, and especially, look, you see the wolf on there. Wolves are really individual type. They're individual, like you hear the term lone wolf a lot, but they actually do really well in packs, in wolf packs as well. So I think that's just beautiful energy, having the 10 and the 9 come out together. That's awesome. And let's just go with what came out, and then the back of the deck is the Hierophant card. Okay. And just reading from the get what's out here on the table, I'm seeing with the moon, definitely some individuals in the collective that find themselves to be shy, find themselves to be a little harder of a shell to break or come out of, you know. Really just some individuals have hidden talents that maybe have never seen the light of day. You know, others haven't seen these hobbies or things that you like to do, and you may actually be really good at it. And that's why I say it's a hidden talent, is that you kind of keep it to yourself, kind of afraid to show those elements of yourself or those aspects of yourself, or even, you know, being afraid of judgment or not being good enough. But with the Knight of Wands here next to it, I'm hearing from Spirit that your time of protecting your dreams from negativity and protecting yourself, and it's coming to an end a little bit, just because you're now needing to push now needing to push yourself out of your comfort zone, right? Because being in your comfort zone, sometimes you are in a comfort zone because, like, your comfort zone may be limiting you, is where I'm getting at it. Because and I can resonate with that. Like, my comfort zone was I was in the same place here. Lately I've been singing more often. Lately I've been actually practicing and improving, and being surprised, genuinely surprised, when I have positive feedback surrounding something I already love doing, something that previously I accepted just being bad at, because I enjoyed doing it so much. It didn't matter if I was good or bad at the thing. I just did it anyway. And that comes with my singing. And I think that my collective may be resonating with that specifically, that in that some of you may be needing to hear that your comfort zone and just keeping your talent to yourself, that period is starting to end, or spirit is encouraging. And then especially me, I'm encouraging you to show more of it and go forward, right? This card, Knight of Wands, I love how swift and graceful and beautiful horses are depicted. And when it comes to wands, I definitely think it's just related to your dreams, related to how you want to formulate your future, so to speak. And some of you may be artists, singers, musicians, writers, whatever it is. It could be anything, okay? Whatever your aspirations are, your dreams are, what you want to do for your living, you're doing yourself sort of an injustice by staying away from it. And even if you have to do it alongside your main career, fall back into your hobbies, I think is the big thing, because the difference in your life If some of you are looking for your, like, a change of pace or some sort of something new to occur, something different to occur, or some sort of part of your life to transform, it definitely has to do with being much more open to the things that come naturally to you and improving on it. Because if you already gravitate towards a certain hobby or certain thing, and the more attention and focus you put towards it, of course you're going to improve, and then rapidly improve at that, because you spend so much time in it. You already enjoy it, so why stay in a space where you're not improving, you know? Like, and then especially like in a place where naturally you would flourish, you absolutely should be allowing yourself with that. The 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, it's something that you can definitely just do on your own time. You don't need somebody else to help you, not necessarily. You know, people helping you out is definitely going to add to your situation, but it's not necessary if it's something that's already bringing you enjoyment. But it could go both ways, right? Some individuals have never touched their hobbies and need this, like, you know, individual time with their hobbies to improve. But for those that are, you know, when I said hidden talent and you're like, yes, that's me, okay, this is for those individuals. You're going to be venturing out a little bit more, and with this lone wolf here depicted, I love that there's a crow and a butterfly, so making the change of being open to help. But it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody's going to be on their own little track, right? Some people are going to need that alone time with their hobbies. Some people have had much, you know, plenty of time alone with their hobbies, and to the point where it could be maybe unfulfilling, you know, like you feel really lonely, you feel really isolated, and even the hobby doesn't bring you joy. And that's when bringing in more people may be beneficial for you. You know, it might be your missing piece to keep going in something that you already enjoy. But altogether, I always definitely see the Hierophant as like a commitment card, like serious situations, but also maybe contractual. You see structure throughout. Excuse me. I think I've been overworking my voice. With the singing, because my voice is sore. So excuse me on that one. But with the Hierophant, anything that you commit your time and effort to is going to bring you some sort of gain or reward in some way or another, because what you put in, you will get back. That is a for sure thing. That is definitely a key thing when it comes to anything. Okay, Page of Cups being, you know, our beginners or people who are going into a new step with something. And the key is placing your time and effort in a manner that is progression, whatever it may be. Okay, earlier I was saying being open to more individuals. Some need to even take the first step towards a hobby, you know, a lost hobby. Some of us have not touched our hobbies since childhood or in years, depending on who I'm speaking with. There's going to be all sorts of timelines for everyone. But that's just a quick go at the tarot, and let's see what's going on for you guys in the oracle cards. To start off with, I'm going to read it for you. Adversity. It says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. All right. Not everyone's going to be the comfort zone. Okay, back to talking about comfort zones. Excuse me. For our very, very introverted lone wolves, all right, being open to others is going to be a challenge. Okay, but that will be where you can learn something new. You can learn something new from somebody else, being open to somebody else. But in general, if you were to just read the card in itself, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Something that's challenging isn't meant to be your opportunity to self-deprecate. Something that's a challenge isn't supposed to be exactly what I said. Like, you shouldn't just take something being difficult for you as like, I can't do this, I suck. Like, you should not go there at first hand. Rather take it as, man, this is challenging, but I will definitely learn something out of this. Growth, okay? The growth card, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. There's plenty of growth to be had, especially if for our new, like our beginner friends that are, you know, diving into their creativity or diving into even just expansion with self. When you have this affirmation of wanting to expand, wanting to do better, wanting what you want, all right, getting what you want, the soul of it is being open to growth, being open to all of these things, and coming in with that new light, coming in with accepting where you are now. Okay, and that can be quite difficult to do, especially, right, me coming in to my singing journey. The first step is to growth is accepting where you are at. It is definitely not easy, or wasn't easy for me to say in the past, I love to sing, but I am a horrible singer, right? Because I never worked on it. But then if you just accept, yes, I am a horrible singer, and that you love to sing, then perhaps you can transmute that into, well, I love singing, I might as well not be bad at it. You know, like, I might as well improve on that and work on myself and work on the things that I love and I enjoy doing. And, you know, and then naturally, that's what I mean. Well, that's what I was talking about before, is like, if you already find yourself naturally drawn to doing something like your hobby or anything really, like if you frequent going out, if you're an avid movie watcher, you can definitely make some sort of anything about, like, you can, your life is literally whatever you make of it. There are people out here who make money doing the most silly things, and it's it's very humorous now to think, to like, I'm getting a download of one of my pasts, but it's like, the joke would be like, there are literally people who mold penises into dildos, and that's what they do for a living. You know, like, there has to be somebody that does that. And it's like, that's what I'm saying about like ridiculous jobs or things that seem really out of line or impossible, is like, nothing is really that impossible, because if you think about it, it occurs all the time. I hear many people say, like, I can't run a business, I don't know how people do it, or like, it's impossible to run a business. And it's like, clearly it's not, because we're shopping in a business. Like, we're humans. There's humans behind the establishments that we see. And what is so impossible about the situation other than the disbelief in your own self? I think that's like the heart of it, is the disbelief in your own self. And so if you change that, if you transition into, I think I can do it, the more that you do, the more you'll realize, the more you'll be validated, the more that you'll see that you can get what you want. And the difference is dreaming it and actually waking up and being like, yeah, that is possible. Like, is that something that I really, really, really want? And there's some self-reflection that some of the collective may need to, you know, everyone's in a different place. So just keep in mind that across everybody, I hope that the messages are general enough or flow in a way that you can pick up the pieces for yourself and, you know, keep going, you know, have this growth mindset, have this. And I really love that the word adversity is on here with challenge, because in the title itself, right, the title of this video, okay, I wrote difference is dreamy, or, you know, being, and it really is like what makes everyone or every situation so inspiring is that it is different. Everybody has their own angle or their own perspective or their own way that they came into whatever hobby or thing that you're doing. Like, not one person is going to have the same feedback as to, like, the question, why do you do what you do? Like, why do you like singing, or why do you like painting? Or, you know, like, some people will say, I like painting because I did it with my grandma. Or some people will say, I really like painting because I did it when I was a child. You know, like, it was the first art form I ever approached. You know, like, there's all sorts of formations. And so with the adversity, I love just that it highlights the very topic within this video about being different and how pursuing your dreams is your own walk of life. It's your own situation, and that's its own beautiful thing, and you owe yourself to be in it, you know, be your own self, be unique, be different, and it will inspire people. It's daydreamy. People will be daydreaming about you. Once you've come into your own self, people will be looking at you like, man, she or he, you know, or they are so comfortable in their own skin. I want to be like that. How are they doing that? And it's like, everyone has their own way of being their own selves, and that's such a beautiful thing. Like, I don't know how more to elaborate on that, so let's just keep going. This one's called Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So a part of, you know, growing as an individual, taking care of yourself, making sure that your body is well taken care of, because you are within your body. Your body is your method of being able to take action towards working, towards being able to connect with your family and friends. You know, like, we have a voice to be able to speak and communicate with our loved ones. We have eyes to be able to see the world. We have legs to be able to, like, walk around and, you know, get to the places we need to go. And so taking care of that first and foremost, in alignment with falling closer towards what's natural to you and what would really make you happy. I think that all just goes hand in hand. You can't really show up for those hobbies in the best manner if your health is not doing the best. Like, last week you did see me kind of like a little wavy. You know, I still showed up, but I'm back to as close to normal as possible, minus the little injury there. Still healing. And so the better you take care of your body, the more time you have on hand. Because can you imagine if I wasn't taking care of my body very well, how many weeks I may be out of commission, how much time I'm going to have to stay away, or how difficult it may be. And so I feel like just returning to me saying that stuff comes hand in hand, you do need to balance that. And last week we had that Two of Pentacles card up about balance and, you know, keeping a good weight of both good and bad and fast and slow, whatever pace or whatever situation that you may be needing to balance, you know, one extreme from another. These health has to do with, you know, your ability to appear. We're looking for growth, and so you do need a healthy situation in order to grow. That applies to everything. You know, plants is like the easiest example, right? You need a healthy plant. A healthy plant will grow, but a plant that's not being fed water, a plant that's not seeing sun, you know, two very vital things, two things that need a proper balance. Without one or the other, you don't see the plant grow. The plant starts to wither away. So it may sound altogether like so much, but the beauty in it is existing and figuring it out. I've been saying that plenty lately, but there's no right or wrong about how you manage your balance. Your experience is your experience. You may experience something and be like, man, I need more of that. But you may have an experience and you're like, I need less of that energy, you know? And so it's all in learning these things. And the challenge, right, back to the first card, adversity, the challenge is that's your best way to learn is experiencing it. And if it's difficult for you to go through something, realize that it's probably because you need less of that energy surrounding you for the meantime. And you know, you can bring it back when you're ready to learn more, and vice versa. Like it works so many different ways for everybody. Take it how it will work for you. Moving on, we have 36. Blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. So I just finished speaking about that. So I love that just validates things for you. Really, and then look at the depiction of the octopus. I just love that. Blend into the environment. Octopus, if you know anything about them, some of them can change colors to actually literally blend into the environment. But I also love the fact that the octopus is depicted there because of the suction cups on their tentacles. It really makes me feel like saying, like, stick to it. Like, just like octopus, when you think of their tentacles, like that sound, really stick to it and like get your grip on and blend, you know, adjust, adapt how you feel like you need to. There will be burnout situations. When you feel burnout, take rest. If you've been feeling lazy, all right, do more. Okay, it's gonna be a balance. It's always going to be some sort of shift. Wherever you're placing a lot of focus, there's going to be focus or attention that could be needed somewhere else. Like there's always something like that. But moving forward, we have 50, childlike devotion. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. All right. This childlike devotion, I think earlier in the reading, I was mentioning there's some of us who haven't touched our hobbies since you were a kid. Like there's some things that you've done that you always did when you're a kid, but in growing up, you know, society, your social group kind of made you feel like it was like not a cool thing to do anymore. Nobody does that anymore, like stuff like that. Or that's such a childish thing, and you're growing up and you don't want to be seen, you don't want to seem like childish, or you don't want to be a child. No, like, when you are a kid, the urge to grow up is so, it's within us. And here, though, I think it's really important to remember the things that you did when you were a kid, because that when you're a kid, you do have that pure joy, you're this pureness when it comes to the things that you like to do, that before anyone else told you that it was lame, or anyone else told you it was weird, or you're too old for that. Before someone told you that, it really brought you joy. And if you removed an outside opinion, you'll come back to this devotion, this you'll come back to your interests, and there'll be a sense of like maybe rejuvenation or refreshing moment for some of the collective, right, that haven't touched certain things. Like I know this reading isn't about me, but I love connecting and sharing with you guys. And so when I was in middle school, I learned how to crochet, but I hadn't touched that in years. It's been like 6-7 years since I've crocheted anything. And I went back to it. It was fun, and it came naturally to me. And you may be surprised at your current skill level, and you'll realize that some of us may be going from, I have no hobbies, I'm not good at anything, I'm not, like some people are here in that stance, like mindset. But you may realize by going back to something you haven't touched in a long time that you do have a skill that you forgot about, or that you didn't even know that you had. Or, even if it's not like an incredible skill, it's still something to build off of. It's still something that at some point in your life, you did find enjoyment in it. So give it a try. If you, in your adulthood or wherever you are in your life, okay, because not everyone watching is an adult, not everyone watching is a kid, not everyone watching is, like whatever, you may find that you just may find so many things about yourself. You may find that you don't like what you used to like, but it showed you something else. It might push you in a new direction. You might find something, starting out with, okay, we're on the crochet topic. If you find that you don't like crochet, being in the yarn community, you might be, or like string, you may be intrigued by knitting, which is slightly different, but it's still, there. Or you may find yourself in cross stitching or something new. Like, be open to that and play with it as if you were a kid and nobody told you that you were bad at it, or nobody told you that it was lame. Like, just play around with it. Like, just play around with it. Just have fun with it. Like, that is the whole point. Like, why separate yourself from the enjoyment at this point any longer? Especially if you're in the collective listening to me. I definitely discourage, from others saying self-deprecating lines or just being unhappy. Like, why be unhappy if it's unnecessary? If there's something out of your control. Of course, I'm not trying to be toxic positive here, but we're trying to enjoy ourselves, okay? Enjoy the journey. 21. Stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now rather than focusing on the past or the future. So even when you start, okay, for the collective that's returning to, you know, trying new things, trying things that they used to do, trying or going, you know, and or whatever we just went through about trying stuff, right? Trying stuff from your childhood, trying something completely new, whatever it is. When you go at it, don't worry about how good you'll be or what your outcome is gonna be, if it's going to be good or bad. Just experience it, because in a sense you are placing fear, placing a distance between your experience as it's happening. You know, if you're so worried about the future, you're in the future, you're not now, you're not here now. And same thing with, you know, thinking back on the past. You're in the past, not here now. And we call it the present because it truly is a gift to have right now. So enjoy it. You know, don't worry about the money that you'll make off of it. If you want to make an income off of one of your hobbies, don't worry about that. Don't worry about how far it will go. Don't worry about how good or bad you are. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just experience it and accept it. Accept that where you are right now is a place where you want what you want and you want to improve. Rediscover your zeal. I love that word, zeal. It's such a how do I even say it? Like, it's such a word that just glides off your tongue, especially with its meaning, you know. But let's just read it. It says, pay attention to the passion you are feeling for discovery, learning, exploration, spirituality, travel, your work, or your relationship. Passion and desire go together, especially as inspiration. So just highlighting getting what you want or discovering what you want. Something that you feel very deeply about is definitely something to pay more attention to. I think I mentioned that last week as well, is that not to be so easily discouraged when you feel very, 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 very badly for any sort of rejection when it comes to something that you want, because of how badly you feel about it. Like, you feel so deeply about it. So realize that as something that you want and to keep trying. Keep trying. Zeal is such a perfect word for this, because it makes me think of having an appetite for something. Like, you're hungry for it and you're like it's almost like you're craving it. So discover what your soul is craving. Blessings. Okay, falling into this energy, you'll definitely be blessed. All right, because the universe encourages and rewards those who are following their heart. The world is a happier place. The universe is a happier place when people are in this energy. And so the universe as a whole encourages it. Now, the only ones that will not the ones that will discourage that energy are people who are jealous, people who are not probably in the same place as you are, like ready to be challenged, ready to follow their passions, ready to be open. That's a difficult perspective to transition into. But once you're there, your blessings will be like blessings upon blessings upon blessings, because the universe wants to reward that naturally. Naturally. Dreaming. The card dreaming. Okay. Back to just imagine it. Imagine it happening and take action. And when you take action, the universe will be like, I see you. You're doing something about it. Let me match you. All right? Inner knowing, especially with those that have known for a while what they want to do but haven't taken that step. The blessing will be even larger because of how long the universe has known alongside you and has been just waiting for that first step to occur. You know, the inner knowing is it will just multiply. The more you do, the more the universe will feed it back to you. Whatever you give out, you get back. And so with this believing in your own dreams, the universe will validate for that for you, for sure, for absolutely sure. Okay, and friendship. I love the friendship card. Just how important it is to have a good friend. And your friend, you can have a friend in your mom, you can have a friend in a stranger, you can have a friend in the universe. You know, like I say that like that sounds very vague or general, but you'll be surprised about where the validation comes from. That's for sure. And following this path of the, you know, this pursuit of happiness will bring in friends that are similar to you in that regard, that share that interest, that, you know, they need the support as much as you do, and you guys will fill in that missing piece when it comes to what you know about where you're at, if that makes sense. Moving forward, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. This card triggers me to rewind back to when I was saying about rejection, and if you were to get rejected from like a job offer or some sort of opportunity that you really wanted and it made you really upset, or maybe you even just stop yourself because you're afraid of being rejected. All right, see that as something to acknowledge as a place of love, like, you know, looking at it from an angle of, this is my spot to grow love or be closer to love, to figure out what this all means to me. Like, why am I so afraid of it? Am I afraid of it because I want it really badly? Am I afraid of it because, you know, like what is it? And most often it's because you want it so badly that you're protecting yourself from being hurt because of your own, you know, earlier, you know, disbelief in how something will go. You know, that is your own measure of confidence towards yourself. Though if you get closer to loving yourself, your fear when it comes to things will diminish. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become a reality. Okay, that's a really important card here, especially with how I was explaining believing in yourself, right? Having this belief in yourself and having your intentions match with, I think I can do this, so I will do it. You know, then when you start actually doing things because you believe in it, it becomes stronger. Your situation becomes more realistic, like a reality. It's especially, look, it says to allow my vision to become a reality. It all has to do with faith. If you see it, you believe it, then you can manifest it with your actions, because you're sitting here like, I believe I can do it. And when you believe you can do it, you actually then surprisingly do it. And you're next thing you know, you're like, wow, I'm not the same me that was, months ago or weeks ago or even days ago, because there was something that changed with the believing in yourself, and more manifestation, and then the validation from the universe. It will compound. It'll be it's so easy to say it, but then actually experiencing it, I think some of you will, either come back to the reading later on or even just feel really validated right now. Some people will be feeling validated now. Some will hear it and be like, I don't know, Melly. But then you'll see later. Just promise you'll take the action. Just do it, as Nike would say. My greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force. They come through freedom. Here next, it says, when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally. Support will surround me and movements will form. So, joy, okay? Back to like returning to some childhood joys, right? I mentioned myself with crocheting, and that led to an example of, you might be inspired to try knitting, or you might be inspired to try cross stitching. That's how you have, that's my example for when it says brilliant ideas will come naturally. If you just make your happiness a priority, you'll find ideas that probably wouldn't occur to you on a normal basis because you're on a different track than before. The intention is happiness rather than money, or the intention is the intention is happiness rather than whatever habitual thing that you're doing that was making you upset before, or that wasn't fulfilling you as much before. But if you follow whatever's in your heart, your support will just come. It will just show up. All of these things will just happen by force of nature, because like I said earlier in the reading, the universe will encourage it. The universe will see you, match you, if not double you, double the bets on it, because of it's a miraculous thing. I don't know how to explain it. Once you start walking your own path of happiness, you'll see it. And it's going to come in little and small things and be unique for everybody. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. Okay, that's a wonderful card to come up right after I was saying about the blessings and how the universe will want to reward you. There's big plans. The universe is just waiting for you to be like, yep, I'm on the same plan. We're on the same contract or the same deal. The issue is getting there in your own heart, and your own outside surroundings, because sometimes your inside and your outsides don't match. And that can be what is, most difficult, or situations that stop others from, trying. And manifesting begins with inside. And it will take time, okay? But the time is now to start. Or soon, okay? Everyone's at their own pace. I don't want to rush anybody, but I definitely encourage people to be on their own track of pursuing their fulfillment, their enjoyment. Emotions are running high, okay? Feeling really deeply about something is definitely your sign to make your move, all right? If you're really upset at work, if you're really happy in your hobby, whatever it is, like, do more, do less, do something with it. and your change or your big deal, your big whatever you've been waiting for will come in. There's just something that has to be done from you. You know, you are in control of everything. As much as some people may disagree with that, it is absolutely true. You are in control of your life. Even if your outside circumstances make you feel out of control, you're not as out of control as you think. You know, some things don't happen the way you want them to because maybe the universe has, you know, back to this card, the universe may have something bigger in store for you, maybe better in store for you. And so if there's something that is falling apart and you're just so destroyed over it or so upset over it, find that to be, come back into grace with it and optimism that something better is meant for you, or something that you know, we aren't always right about the things that we want, because it could be a form of conditioning, that you chose something because somebody else chose it, and making your own decisions for yourself. Or, you know, this isn't for everybody, but some of my collective has trouble doing things for themselves, and so a lot of their life is formed around the decisions and the choices and the hobbies and the behaviors of those around them. But regardless if you are the type of person, the whole fact of the matter is sometimes you don't know what you want until you experience what you want. And so you may find trying something new shows you that you didn't really want what you wanted in the past. And that's hard to fathom completely, and that doesn't resonate for everybody. But just moving forward, all right, a new start is coming. New moon, we had the super moon, new moon. Confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. And last card here, what do you need to release? So beautiful energies there when it comes to the cards reflecting having confidence when it comes to being successful. At least being confident that, yes, I want to try this thing. Or, you know, like, yes, like this change needs to happen so that I can be successful at something else. You know, like if something, like, it's going to be so different for everybody, but with the emotions, you know, you clearly feel deeply about your situation enough to make a change, enough to start something new, enough to be open to some sort of challenge or different way of being, you know, or even following your dreams. That's a totally different path for so many people. And so if you infuse where you're going next with I will be successful, you will be. Releasing negative energies is really, really important. It's Spirit's really wanting me to highlight, release negativity, release people who make you feel negative about what you want to do, release that. And even if you don't want to like let go of people necessarily, maybe find less time around them and more time around people who are supportive. Like really consider for yourself what elements of your life are needing to be let go of, you know, or maybe, you know, don't cling so tightly to these people or situations, and let yourself be free. The card earlier that said, my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. And so like, don't be forcing yourself to stay in a situation because of someone's feelings or opinions towards it, or towards you, or you had towards them. Like really let yourself to be free to do what you want, even if it will surprise somebody or disappoint somebody or make them upset. It's troublesome to make choices off of somebody else, because somehow, some way, if you make choices based off of someone else, you're not your own choices, that's your own life. And so the worst person that you can possibly upset or disappoint is your own self. So make sure that in your decision making, yourself comes first before someone else. Your own disappointments and your own upsets and your own feelings are considered first before you worry about disappointing somebody else, right? Because who cares if they're disappointed? In the bigger scheme of things, if you are upset and then they are happy because you chose a career option, or to make something of your life based, like the whole doctor scenario that occurs throughout many family dynamics. A lot of parents want their children to be doctors or in an office or some sort of situation like that. If you choose that to make your parent happy, but that's not something that would make you happy, you are the one that has to experience that. And so really just keep this in mind, and believe that you'll be just fine choosing what you want. It may be difficult, right? When I say, like, if your insides and your outsides don't match, it will be difficult, but making those changes are needed so you can be closer to what you want. Right? The greatest spiritual shifts come from freedom. You don't have to force yourself into anything. Don't force yourself to choose something because somebody wants you to. Don't force yourself to stay somewhere you're unhappy, be for financial reasons or anything like that. You will be safe. The universe will make sure that you are protected, so long as you're choosing something that would be fulfilling and that would be adding to this place that we're living in, right? We live in the universe. And so the more happy individuals that are in it, the better the environment is. And so yes, just make sure it's about you, okay? And to end the reading, I love that the back of the deck, when I picked it up, is the world, because I just keep coming back to saying about how the universe will reward you, and this is just more validating energy there. I'm gonna leave it out, but let's shuffle out a little bit and see a little bit of an update to close out the reading for my lovelies. Thank you to those that came in. I am happy to see you. I missed some of the comments, but I definitely appreciate your presence here today. So I have the World card that I took out from the back of the deck energy, but we have Daughter of Wands to end the reading, and Son of Swords, but this one flipped out reverse. This one I have the Six of... Are these the Wands or the Swords? I think these are the Six of Swords. And I feel a few more cards want to come out to end the reading. What else? That's too many. But I will view the back of the deck. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Daughter of Wands, Son of Swords in reverse, the Six of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. And the new back of the deck is 2 of Pentacles. Okay. So here, just to get a collective update after the reading I just did with the oracles. Okay, Daughter of Wands, and I love that the image is depicted with the snake. If you know anything about snakes, they shed their skin quite often. They're changing, they're ever changing in that way. And you shed your skin, they shed their dead skin so that they can grow. And so I think this is the highlight of it, is shedding the old you, shedding the you that didn't believe in yourself, shedding the you that was insecure, shedding that part of you, so that you can grow into the person that is living infinitely in their dreams, in what they want, like getting that energy revolving back to you. You can do that by consistently letting go of things that don't work for you, right? If a snake were to keep its skin on, it would be in pain because its skin would be too small for the body it has, because it has grown. And so when you grow, you do need to kind of shed the old version of you. With the Son of Swords, especially, with it being in reverse, I'm reading this card as no longer being separate from what you know on the inside to be true when it comes to some sort of change or like following your heart, right? If you've known something about yourself, it's this energy of not being separated from that anymore and just really taking the go on it, and no longer being in the rain and letting your colors shine. I love that it's so dark on this card, the Five of Swords, but you see the rainbow depicted on there. And so I think it's just a beautiful energy of the transition that you are falling into. No more feeling dead inside or just like you're shriveling away. No more feeling that. Really fall into your transformation, fall into a new balance, a new way of being, and trust. Six of Cups. Trust in your growth. Trust in the things that you feed yourself being a part of your growth, right? If you're in the self-deprecation, your growth is going to be limited to what you say to yourself. So make sure that you are saying good things to yourself. Make sure that you are feeding yourself the good things, being in a community that would be supportive of you, or being around individuals that would be supportive of you. Whatever it is for you guys, make sure to start applying in the placements that you are finding work for you from this reading. Okay, and that's about all I have for you guys. Last thing I want to mention is I had this beautiful I had this beautiful fluorite come out for you guys. Fluorite is a wonderful crystal to have on hand for anybody who is looking to study, anybody who is willing or looking for expansion or growth. Fluorite is a really great stone for that, to amplify an energy that you have. Okay, and that's all I have. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your existence and sharing it with me. And however this resonates, feel free to let me know in the comments. Don't forget, I always forget to mention to subscribe. But if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and go for it. I'd love to have you be an addition here. I'm on Magic with Melly on Magic with Melly on Instagram if you want to connect on there, and I am also on Patreon, and so many other platforms. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you either next Monday or in a future card reading. Thank you so much. Goodbye.